Bradford City continue their 2024-25 league campaign with a home clash against Ian Holloway's at Swindon Town, and in today's video you're going to find out how both teams have got on so far this season, what my starting 11 would be for this match if I was Graham Alexander. So my team Bradford City, we currently sit 11th in the Sky Bet League 2 table. After 18 matches we've got 6 wins, 7 draws and 5 defeats, scoring 23 goals and conceding 19, which leaves us on a positive 4 goal difference and at 25 points. We do currently sit 5 points off of 7th, having played a game more. We really need to start turning this league form around because we haven't won since the 19th of October in the league. Our last couple of matches then have been a draw, a loss and a loss. Them last couple of matches then have been a 3-2 win away at Stockport County. A very interesting game, in all honesty. We started out absolutely brilliantly in this one. We got 2 goals inside 2 minutes, but then 2 individual errors saw us go in at the break at 2-2 against the very good Stockport County side. Callum Kavanagh scored his second of the game though to secure Bradford City's spot in the next round of the competition. Despite only having 38% of the ball, we've gone away to a very good League One side and had 10 shots on target. Their goalkeeper made 3 or 4 really good one-on-one saves. We also had a 1-1 draw away at Crewe at Alexandra. Alex Patterson scoring and getting sent off within 2 minutes. He's going to be banned for this match and the next 2 as well. I cannot believe Bradford City are choosing to not appeal that red card decision. It does mean he'll miss Port Vale on Boxing Day and obviously Notts County just before that. So they're 2 massive matches where I think he will be a big miss for. This one against Swindon, I wouldn't say he's going to be a massive miss for, but he is still one of our better players. So to lose him for the next 3 games is so frustrating considering the amount of time that he has missed through injury. But the fact we went away to Crewe and picked up a point without Andy Cook, I don't think we can really complain. We also had a 1-1 draw at home to Barrow, a really disappointing performance result. Andy Cook rescuing a point for us again. It was a really poor game between 2 what looks like mid-table sides, and yeah, we've got to be beating teams like Barrow at home if we do want to be promoted this season. We also had a 1-0 defeat away at Morecambe in the FA Cup at second round. Neil Byrne getting sent off for throwing Jordan Slew into the advertising boards, and then he would score the winner 4 minutes later. And obviously Morecambe would draw Chelsea away in the FA Cup third round, so really disappointing result. We only had 3 shots on target in that match. Morecambe had more possession. A really disappointing performance. And we also had a 1-0 defeat at home to Rotherham United in the Football League Trophy final group stage match. They got a really early goal with their only shot on target. We had plenty of chances, hit the woodwork 3 or 4 times as well, especially in that second half, and unfortunately just couldn't find a breakthrough. And like I said, this winless run that we went on before Tuesday was really frustrating, but that should hopefully raise the confidence and give the lads a bit of a boost after Tuesday night's win against a very good League One side. So fingers crossed we can take it into this one against Swindon. Compared though to Swindon Town, they currently sit 22nd in the Sky Bet League 2 table. After 19 matches they've got just the 3 wins, 7 draws and 9 defeats, scoring 23 goals, which isn't too bad when you look at the teams around them, but they have also conceded 33, which is I think the joint second most in the entire division. It leaves them on a minus 10 goal difference and 16 points. Their last couple of matches then have been a win, a loss, a draw and a loss. And then last couple of matches then have been a 2-1 win away at Wycombe Wanderers, who are obviously absolutely flying in League One at this moment in time. But you look at the stats, it was certainly a smash and grab from the visitors in that one. Whereas there, Longello sent off just before half time, but I'm pretty sure that red cards in the EFL Trophy only count for EFL Trophy matches, so he will probably be available for the Robins this weekend. Kabongo Shamanga scoring the eventual winner in that one, with Beryl Lubala scoring in the 93rd minute to pull their goal back. But again, you look at the stats, Wycombe absolutely dominated, and Swindon, I guess they had a game plan and they executed it perfectly. They also had a 3-1 win at home to Fleetwood Town. Harry Smith scoring a hat-trick in this game. A man who we were linked with last January while he was at Sutton United. He's gone to Swindon, and like we see here, he has been one of their better players so far this season. He's been the only one who's really provided much of a goal threat so far this campaign. Bagged the hat-trick against a decent Fleetwood side to be fair, but by all accounts they didn't really show up, and Harry Smith does what Harry Smith does, you know, big physical striker, and he can certainly be a threat at this level. They also had a 4-0 defeat away at Colchester United. This game was done by half-time, and you look at the stats, they absolutely dominated them, did the home side. Yes, they had a little bit less of the ball, but the amount of shots, and 10 shots on target as well. They had the same amount of shots on target as Swindon had shots in the entire match. Harry Smith, I know I just mention him there, did open the scoring in this one, just in the wrong goal. He scored an own goal. Samson Tavide, one of the best young players in the division, bagging a brace, and former Bantam Jack Payne as well on the score sheet. But I'm sure the Robins were furious, really, going away to Colchester, a team who were around the relegation sort of places, and to be 4-0 down before even the 40th minute mark is really, really embarrassing. They also had a 2-2 draw away at Accrington Stanley, with Dan Butterworth getting sent off in that game. If I just do some quick maths here, does that mean he's going to be suspended for this game, as he's only missed the 2 games so far? So if that's a violent conduct potentially, unless it's like a last man, which I don't think it would be with him being an attacker, he will probably be banned for this weekend, which I think is positive news for us from a Bradford City point of view, as he's one of their better players at this level. And you look at the stats, it was quite an entertaining game, 28 shots in there, not really too much quality, but in the end it did turn around to be a win on penalties for Accrington Stanley, 4-1 in that game. And they also had a 3-2 defeat at home to Morecambe. I watched like the last 90 seconds of this game, but that must have been the biggest wake-up call of them all for Swindon Town, when you're losing at home to, I think they were bottom of the league at the time, or certainly in the relegation zone, Morecambe, conceding 3 goals. I'm sure they were really, really disappointed. And for a club like Swindon, you know, one of the biggest clubs in the division, it's really a big shame to see the way that they have been going so far over the last couple of seasons, really. Ever since COVID, it's not really been a great time to be a Swindon Town fan. They had that season where they got to the playoffs with Harry McCurdy, but their team now is nowhere near the standard of what that team was, and yeah, it's a real shame to see what's happening there. But before we do any further with today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me and subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. Can we try and hit 50 likes on today's video? That would be massively appreciated. And don't forget to get your thoughts in down in the comment section down below. Let me know down below your score prediction and also your starting 11 for this clash. In terms of my formation for this match, then I would go with the 3-4-2-1. It's been the system we've gone with over the last couple of matches. I'm not too sure if we started with it or changed to it on Tuesday. It was quite hard to tell, in all honesty, but we know this is a formation that Ian Holloway had never come up against in his managerial career until he played against MK Dons, and you saw how they completely played them off the park. So why would you not go with a system when their managers openly said he didn't really know what to do against that style? And obviously we have played it over the last couple of games. So in goal, I would go with Sam Walker. I think even though he has had a pretty poor season so far, the fact that Colin Doyle is the backup, we saw the disaster class really that he produced on Tuesday night. So Sam Walker's position is never really going to be under any threat, but I'd like to see a top quality League 2 at number 1 come in, or potentially a bottom end League 1 goalkeeper coming in January. We need to massively improve in that department because it's certainly one of our weaker ones. In terms of my back 3 then, at right centre back I would go with Aidan Baldwin. I was really happy with his performance on Tuesday when he came on around the hour mark. I think when obviously we saw Kieran Kelly return for the first hour, he was very good against Crewe for 80 minutes or so, and I think he is a real ball playing centre back. None of this Tompkinson or Critchlow nonsense. Aidan Baldwin, you could comfortably play him in central midfield. You could play him on the right wing and he'd do a decent job. But that is what I believe a true ball playing defender is, and I would definitely start him again in this one. In the middle, I've gone with Paul Huntington, a very easy selection for me. Obviously missed out on Tuesday and was given a complete rest, which I think was the right idea to do, with Neil Byrne being available to play in that competition, and obviously this will be the final of his 3 league game ban. I actually think Neil Byrne is going to struggle though to get back into this side with how good Paul Huntington has been. Comfortably man of the match in Bradford City's last 3 matches, and you'd even argue maybe the one before that as well. He has been absolutely excellent, an absolute rock in the heart of our defence, and I think he will definitely earn himself a deal until the end of the season. And at left centre back, I would stick with Kieran Kelly. It was really nice to see him back out on the pitch on Tuesday, and I thought provided some real good quality on the ball. Defensively looked quite good as well. We moved Shepherd into the middle for the first hour, and I thought Kelly did really well. Shepherd over the last couple of matches has been pretty poor, was quite terrible, to be honest with you, against Crewe. Against Stockport on Tuesday, I don't think Shepherd was awful, but there were still a few times where I think he was being a bit clumsy. You look at their first goal, he's the one who commits the foul to give that free kick away, but Kieran Kelly should definitely stay in this side for me, even if he can only manage 75-80 minutes or so. As my right wing back, I would stick with Jay Ben. You look at Brad Halliday's performance on Tuesday, I don't think Ben's position is going to be under any threat anytime soon. Very similar to Sam Walker in the sense that Jay Ben hasn't been amazing for quite a while now, but because because his backup has been so much worse than him, he consistently will stay in the side really. Ben obviously given a complete rest on Tuesday. Brad Halliday got the start, was massively at fault for the second goal. I have no idea what he's doing. Yes, Halliday plays a bit of a part in our third goal, but on the whole, Halliday just hasn't been good enough so far this campaign. I thought it was pretty poor again on Tuesday, so J. Ben definitely keeps his place in the side. In terms of my two at central midfielders then, at first I would go with the captain, Richie Smallwood. Now I know there's been a bit of a debate, do you go Smallwood, do you go Evans? I'd go with them both personally. I think Corey Evans absolutely has to start this game with how good that he was on Tuesday night and how good he's proven to be so far in a Bradford City shirt. And with Alex Patterson obviously suspended, that means you have to put somebody like an ANTONI SARCEVIC in there, but he's not fit enough, no way to start a game. Jamie Walker, but he doesn't bring you the same qualities that Alex Patterson does, so I'd rather be a little bit more conservative and build this partnership to be strong, because I think they're going to be very important away at Notts County, at home to Port Vale, at home to Chesterfield. You know, we've got a really tricky run coming up now, and I think Smallwood and Evans need to solidify a partnership, and why not start out in this game against Swindon? I would expect Evans will only be able to manage 70 minutes or so, and then maybe you bring on a Jamie Walker if we need a goal in there. Smallwood, I expect him to start. Let me know down below if you had to start one of Smallwood or Evans, who would you go with? I know Smallwood obviously gets a lot of criticism from our fans, but I would like to see them both personally be partnered in there. And I know some people say it's far too defensive, but I think we've got to build that partnership for the next couple of matches where it is going to be very important to have both of them in there. And then obviously in Corey Evans' case, he needs to build up his fitness. As my left wing back, I would go with Lewis Richards. I thought he was pretty decent on Tuesday and even against Crewe last week. Nothing standout amazing, solid 7 out of 10 to be honest with you. You know what you're going to get with Lewis Richards. Pretty decent going forward, puts in a few nice crosses at times, but defensively I thought was pretty solid over the last couple of matches. And with Tariq Wright out for another 6 to 8 weeks or so as a guess, then obviously Lewis Richards has to start. In terms of my two at number 10s then, firstly I would go with Bobby Poynton. I thought he was excellent on Tuesday night. A lot of our good stuff that Bradford City did went through our number 23, and against Crewe had some good moments, but I don't think was consistently amazing throughout the full match on Tuesday. No, again, we saw the best from Bobby Poynton, either playing as that left centre mid in the normal formation or as that right number 10 in the newer formation. I think he thrives in both positions, and yeah, for me personally, absolutely has to stay in this side. On the other side, I would stick with Callum Kavanagh. Again, you could change his formation around, have Smallwood and Evans in them positions, put Poynton as a number 10 and put Callum Kavanagh right next to Andy Cook. It can change in and out of possession, but obviously with Kavanagh scoring a brace on Tuesday, he absolutely has to stay in this side. None of the attacking midfielders have really done enough to warrant staying in the side, the likes of Jamie Walker, Clark Adore, obviously ANTONI SARCEVIC just coming back from a very long injury as well, and with Kavanagh scoring a brace, there's absolutely no reason why you would drop him for this game. I don't see any reason why you would do so, so he definitely stays in the side. And as my striker, obviously Andy Cook, it's great to see him back on the score sheet again on Tuesday night with a really nice finish. He gets the assist as well for our first goal, a goal and an assist for the big man. I think 13 or 14 goals now in all competitions so far this season. He's certainly on track to hit that 30 goal mark in all competitions, which I think is absolutely excellent. So he absolutely has to start when you look at some of the other potential options that he could play in that position. On the bench net for me, that would leave Colin Doyle, Brad Halliday, Jack Shepherd, Jamie Walker, Clark Adore, ANTONI SARCEVIC and Ollie Sanderson. The players currently unavailable are Callum Johnson, Neil Byrne, who's got 1 game left of his suspension, Alex Patterson, who obviously has 3 games left of his suspension, Joe Adams and Tariq Wright. The players who miss out in through selection will be Zach Hadey, Czech Diabate, Gabriel Wadsworth, Tyler Smith, Verdane Oliver and Harry Ibbotson. In terms of a score prediction for this game, I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you very soon for another one.